Pokke, he talked to Smack, he gave us some tickets to his gun show. Do you think you could beat him in an arm wrestling match?
Boom! Hey guys, MrPokke here, and this video is gonna be somewhat of like a vlog video. I'm gonna be running you guys down my first ever experiences of participating in somewhat of like an esports tournament event that I've been invited down by the Etheria restart team. I think first things first is this was a almost pretty much all expenses paid for trip from day one all the way through to the last day. The plane tickets, the accommodations, lunch, and everything was like essentially completely paid for by Etheria Restart. Huge W from the team, and they treated us like absolute kings, right? I also met up with a lot of prominent faces in the gacha content creator scene, Vulcan, Gacha Smack, as well as a couple of other, I think one guy that I didn't even realize it was him. Not sure if you guys watch this channel called Wa Banana from Singapore, like I think it was like 10 plus years ago. There was this guy called Fish, and bro, I couldn't even recognize the guy because I basically grew up watching Wa Banana when I was in secondary school, and like the fast forward to like 10 plus years later, bro became an like basically lead commentator working for Riot Games, and all of a sudden I managed to meet him in person, and it was just so bizarre that the world is so small where within like 1 decade everything just counts full circle. I just thought that was very interesting, right? Generally speaking, I would say that this opportunity for this entire trip, aside from the event itself, it has been absolutely eye-opening. I've been dying to meet Gacha Smack ever since we basically know each other on the internet because of Honkai Star since 2023, I think going to 2024, and to see how he acts and how he behaves in real life is just so surreal, because like in the internet he's always gonna be oh, what is up ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Gacha, and like he's so like deep and like very analytical and like going about, but in real life Gacha Smack is like the goofiest guy I've ever seen. And bro has like 2 kids, and so is Vulcan, right? And to be like one of the youngest guys there, because I'm 27 this year, and all of them are like in their 30s and having kids, I can't really describe it, right? So really nice to just meet up with all of these content creators, vibing, chatting, going through the journey together, shopping around in Shanghai, Nanjing Road, and all of the other stuff, playing in Etheria Restart. So just overall extremely good company within the gacha content creation space, right? And like I mentioned, the accommodation that they provided to us, the hotels, the food, like they gave us a whole ass banquet, meals provided for, drinks, coffee, everything that we essentially need. They basically gave it to us, which I would say that the hospitality that was shown for this particular event is absolutely insane. After I believe in day one, we basically just landed, we had to do like our makeups, our costumes, take a bunch of photos. Also, yeah, they did a huge amount of preparations regarding to the makeup. So for like Gacha Smack and Vulcan, they didn't really go that hard on like the hair and the makeup and everything. For me, they really went, especially with my hair, because I think my hair is probably one of the longest, and they really wanted to have me this like K-pop-ish look, which I couldn't even recognize myself, right? And so a lot of my viewers like, who is this guy? What did you do to MrPokke? I literally could not tell this was me. I looked really like the guy from like K-pop Demon, which is surreal to me, right? And then afterwards, subsequently, we went for this very nice little dinner, and we also visited the actual XD headquarters, where they basically showed us how the development company is like when it comes to making Etheria Restart, as well as the other gacha games from the company. And oh my god, the campus, I want to call it a campus because like it is such a huge area, where if this is like the scale of X, I cannot imagine all of like the much bigger companies in the entire world. It's like the multiple buildings, multiple levels, and it reminds me of the time when I was working in Korba, except that this building is just so much bigger. I'm pretty sure there were at least like 500, if not more, employees working for this company itself. And to see that every single one of them have their individual desks, they have like snack station everywhere, they have their food, drinks, there's like beds lying around. The entire building as a company, it's so surreal to see how much investments, how much effort it takes to actually go inside making this, I would say, not even a mainstream gacha game like Etheria Restart, right? And just looking at the manpower, everything, absolutely insane and eye-opening experience. We also got an opportunity to take a look with Jack, right? We also talked to Jack, and Jack is a super chill guy. We also super transparent. We also voiced out a lot of our concerns that I believe that the community has been voicing out for the past couple of months, and I would say that the game is looking to be in a very good direction. Going to see how this is gonna be shaping out, because a lot of the things that I personally have voiced out, for example, the lettuce, the shells and everything, they also agree. It's just that it's not just Jack himself that is in charge of like the decision making for like the entirety of Etheria Star, because there are a lot of like stakeholders within the company itself. So I would expect there to be changes, but maybe not as fast. But I have pretty high hopes for the game itself, right? But speaking about the game itself with Etheria Restart, I guess we can just talk a little bit about the tournament, which this entire tournament, me, Gacha Smack, you know, Sheizo, YDCB, right, bro came all the way from Singapore, and I think it's just kind of crazy that I actually managed to meet another Singaporean content creator for the first time in, I think, my entire twist. I've never met another content creator from Singapore in person. So YDCB was actually the first guy I ever met that actually came from Singapore, and we actually exchanged quite a lot of very interesting things with regards to content creation in the Singapore scene. How exactly do we like structure our content? But that aside, this entire tournament, because like us content creators, the team Doki Doki as well as versus the team Nico Nana, we are like super chill, right? This is basically like a for fun match. None of it is really that serious.
The way that this strength challenge is going to work is you're both going to be given a grip device, weighted grip device. The number of repetitions you can get in each game will give you advantage going into the next. So whoever gets the most repetitions of the grip strength, you get a band going into your next game. Gacha Smack, you said you were strong. You still think against MrPokke you're a bit stronger here?
Well, what I can tell you is, you know, as I've been out here in Shanghai, China, me and Vulcan haven't missed a day of the gym yet. Meanwhile, MrPokke hasn't been in the gym yet. I think that'll answer my, you know, confidence for you, brother.
You got anything to say about these accusations?
Personally, I think he's just running it down because I'm conserving my strength for the match today. So bro is legit just wasting his mana, wasting his health. So, you know, I don't know about that.
They're already cranking it, and there's no holding back from this one. They're trying to get to 99 as fast as possible, and it is cranking. Smack getting tired already on one arm and switching, or maybe that's a strategic move there.
It's going to be Holden coming in from Pokke here, so we're waiting for a next pickup on his side.
Yeah, Pokke's got to really think these picks through, because you don't want to fall into the trap of being a bit greedy and stupid and making the wrong decision.
Oh, Kazuyo. So Kazuyo comes through here for Pokke. You tend to build Kaz pretty quick for Doki Doki anyway, so, I mean, let's just see how it runs. It looks like it's going to be the Holden.
Holden being super fast.
MrPokke is running a bit of Terramaton.
There we go. Yeah, so we can see, we know that the skill 2 is a massive threat. He gets the cooldown reduction, and he also gets the pushback, which is really nice. The Kaz comes out with the control. We now have the revelation. You don't really want to wake everyone up, though. That is the problem. So the revelation comes out. We just go for the basic on the Obel because we know he's been pushed back. Cooldown's maxed out. Now we have the Hoyan coming out, and she is going to be able to probably delete one of the big threats there. The Yelly is no longer asleep. Maybe going for the Yelly. Goes for the Obel, who was kind of locked out already. Bit of an interesting choice on that one.
But we have the Codex Kazuya, and she's coming up next again. So.
Yeah, we do have the sleeps to bring back on this one.
Gacha feeling like Muujin up there.
Yeah,
to take a turn.
Smack's chances of winning this one receding faster than my hairline at the moment. And there we go. We are getting... This is a massive threat round out of Pokke. He does opt for the skill 3, hoping to kill the Messiah. If he doesn't kill the Messiah, it is
it's
gets
an
them
easy
both
blast.
down on that one.
MrPokke, he might have lost he might have lost the power round, but he absolutely dominated in game.
I can see that skill 3 coming out. Do we land the freeze on Freya? We do, and now we can reduce those cooldowns once again. Smack looks like he's already fallen asleep. I don't know whether he's fallen asleep or if he's been knocked out by the pure pressure of Pokke's abilities there, but he's still alive and breathing. But I don't think he's going to get to press a button in this one.
He's frozen right now. Obviously has not much damage coming out, but you don't need it when the enemy team's locked up for so long. That's going to be the second one dropping. We're going to have another skill 3 if we want it from Kraken, and he is getting, again, Gacha not even pressed a single button this game, and Pokke is learning from the best, pulled out the Keka's tactic.
Pokke has taken absolute lessons from Keka and produced some absolute cinema in this last match. Well done to Pokke. Commiserations to Gacha Smack. We need to see from the judges who actually won the strength test.
I need to know who won the strength, because that makes a big difference to the point score here. Pokke could have picked up potentially 5 points for his team.
We know that Pokke picked up all 3 games. Smack, I've got to tell you what you've won. You have won 2 bans. But that's all you got in that match. Not the best performance, I would have to say.
Honestly, I think I started the strength thing late. I didn't realize it was on the table until I think he was probably halfway done. But in terms of the game, yeah, no, well played, man. I just got slapped. No excuses.
I mean, MrPokke, you did say that you saved the best for last. You managed to pick up all 5 points for your team. Was that your strategy all along, just wait to the end, or really was it just fastest fingers first to get that button at the 3rd game?
Actually, I didn't really expect to do that because I didn't know that every single crowd control unit would be available, and someone just permanently made bro not take a single move, and I honestly feel really, really bad. But yeah, good game, good game.
Oh, you still picked up all 5 points despite feeling bad. Thank you so much, gentlemen. You may head back to your teams.
So the real matches was basically the final 8 where all of the matches were going up to get face-to-face for all the way up to the 15,000 grand prize pool. Me personally, I think one of my favorite matches was definitely Han. I think you guys have seen from live stream itself. Han had my vote since day one, right? Since before the matches even, I was like, yo, Han, man, like his aura, he's doing this. I think he's really, really cool. And to see them play with Ho Yan, where he actually managed to come back from the incredible match against Sheng, I think that was absolutely insane. And it actually convinced me to build Ho Yan on my own account. My Ho Yan is not that built yet. I barely even have enough product ladders. Gave her a little bit for 2 points into the ultimate, but I'm actually gonna be using Ho Yan for myself now because the way that I saw Ho Yan pop off in this competition, it was absolutely bizarre. And to this aspect, I would say that the tournament strategy involved with, for example, I think the most commonly seen in the general PvP ladder, especially if you're like Diamond Elo, is definitely gonna be the Revelation spam. I think Revelation in this tournament didn't even see that much of play because you can see from like Kecker, from Shen, from Han, a lot of these players, they rely on essentially all 3 different strategies, either with Revelation, the turn 2 Bloodbath tank down team, or the control team with Kazuo as well as Obo. Revelation, I don't even think they took up more than 50% of the appearance rate as well as the win rate itself because there are actually quite a lot of different ways to counter the specific Revelation strategy. That being said, I would say these are pretty much the top 8 players in the entire world. Their relics, their shells, their matrices, they're absolutely cracked out of their minds. 330 plus speed, immunity set on everyone. So they definitely have a lot more investments as well as options with regards to answering against Revelation spam. And to see Kecker going to the finals, going for the final 2-2 all the way up to the match point, absolute cinema. And to see the Kodianbao, which is, I have Versailles meaning this content creator, right? He's playing Summoner's War, and to see him just destroy Kecker was like, I did not expect that to happen, right? I really genuinely did not expect that to happen. But I'm pretty sure everybody had an awesome experience because aside from the content creators, I also talked with a lot of different people that were actually participating in the tournament itself, right? I've talked to Kecker, I've talked to Han, I've talked to Shen, and in fact, Shen was the guy that actually taught me how to play this specific account that I was given for the tournament against Gacha Smack, because what us content creators had was that we all had our individual different accounts and we basically had to make use of this at a very last minute. So a lot of us, we were like super fresh, super new, and don't really know how to construct a team against the other. So Shen actually helped me a lot, so that's gonna be absolutely fantastic. And towards the end, I think everybody had an absolutely blast of a time playing in this competition, and just an overall very eye-opening experience as to how much investment actually went into this particular event itself, right? So you guys can see from like the amount of marketing, the amount of budget for like the music, the sounds and everything. It was literally when I first stepped in for the first time, it was like, holy shit, this looked like a whole ass almost like a League of Legends esports tournament, because they did not hold back on the budget, right? They went on the music, the sounds. They were like a steam machine. I think there was like probably like 50 or maybe like 100 over crew members in the backstage going for the mics, the camera. I think there was like 10 different cameras, 20 different cameras, sounds everywhere, all the MC, Vulcan doing an absolutely insane job casting. Oh, I also huge shout out to Vulcan. Bro was basically perma casting for like non-stop back to back. Whereas for like us, like the content creators like me, Gacha Smack, Shazo, all this kind of stuff, we were a lot more chill because the entire structure of the tournament, it was like focusing on the top 8 players. And then for us, like the content creators match, it was really more of like a for fun show match. So I would say that compared to all these other players, we were like super chill, right? But still, nonetheless, I think that the entire event has been a huge success in my opinion, because I did not expect to be this big of a budget allocated within this Etheria release like EWS for the first time, right? So that is pretty much roughly how everything went from day 1 all the way through day 6. I think we pretty much only had 1 day of break because the schedule was extremely packed to get everything done within the 6 days. So for that 1 day where where we had a little bit more free time. Me, Gacha Smack, and Vulcan, we actually went down to Nanjing to just shop a little bit more, experience the culture in Shanghai, which, you know, and the last time I've been here was basically like 2 years ago, and we basically walked down the exact same stretch that I was in, walked through the anime store, absolutely insane selection of anime goods, you know. I even had to like give Gacha Smack a little bit of help to help him get a pretty yabe figurine, got myself the Kira-san Black, got myself a couple of things, and yeah, then afterwards just bang for the competition, and by the time, it was really like a blink of an eye, then like all of a sudden 6 days are over and here I am back in Singapore again, right? And for the last night, we chilled, we drink, oh my god, and everything is just so cheap here compared to, like, for example, the prices in the US as well as Singapore. I think like Vulcan, he basically bought the entire group of people, like around 50 over plus beers for less than 100 or like 150 like USD, which is absolutely insane, right? So that was pretty much what my experiences were for this entire first time ever participating as like a esports tournament-ish event. I think going forward, this is also going to be a very eye-opening experience because it really led me to see how much more are there outside of content creation, specifically with regards to views on YouTube and Twitch, because opportunities like this, it is not something that comes so often, right? This is probably gonna be like a yearly event, and to see that there are a lot more things out there beyond just interacting with solely the audience, specifically this time working with like brands, working with like this kind of deals, you know, participating in events, you know, having the hospitality from the companies. I think it really just made me realize that, oh my god, I am just so goddamn blessed to be in the content creation industry. And looking back 2 years ago, to be where I am right now, I'm just extremely thankful to be in this specific position. It doesn't even have to be tier restart, but just having the opportunity or having the chance to do all these kind of stuff, right? Meeting up with my fans, taking pictures, taking selfies from people all the way in Shanghai. It is just crazy to me how like within these 2 years, we are in this position where we are today as content creators. Yeah, it's just very fulfilling to me, not even just as a content creator, but as someone that basically started out playing games that I enjoy in the first place, right? And this experience, one of my first, definitely not gonna be the last, because I'm definitely gonna be looking forward to a lot of these future opportunities going forward for Etheria Restart, for anything going in the future. And of course, above everything, thank you so much to all of my viewers who have been supporting my content for, I would say, for the past 2 years. You are basically the reason why I was able to have a platform, able to have these opportunities and do all these absolutely insane things. So in summary, that was pretty much my 6 days or 1 week as my first ever esports tournament. Really thankful for all of my viewers. Thankful to Etheria Restart for sponsoring our entire trip as well as the gameplay itself. Looking forward to see how this game is going to develop in the future. I know there are huge changes to be made, you know, W25 pools, everything. You know, Jet was chill with the one that I spun, if you guys saw this now. So really nice. That's pretty much it. All the best for the gacha pools. Join Twitch, join YouTube, join Discord, join Draw, and join Twitter. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.
Yo, Chad, I have already checked in all my luggage, preparing to leave Shanghai. Beautiful experience, by the way. Absolutely insane. This 6 days has been really fast. There's just one problem, which is, you know, I got Kira-san Black as the figurine. She is, she's way too fat to fit my luggage, so I have to just carry her around. And wherever I go, because the luggage is not sealed, as in like people can just see her, people will give me weird looks because I'm just holding this giant ass Kira-san Black, and everyone's like, what the hell is he doing?